Hi guys, and welcome to Mama Loves Mysteries and Tea. I'm Laura, and today I figured I'd present you guys with some missing people cases. We all know the number of missing people cases is absolutely astronomical. The numbers are astounding. I found out that Pennsylvania is the top 10th state for unsolved missing people cases, and that is crazy. I'm eventually going to really dig in and do like a top 5 from every state, and then I will go from there. I like to put out as many missing people stories as I can because that is how they get solved. For the ones that don't make national news, you're lucky if they leave your hometown, and that's a shame because people move. You know, if you're trying to run away, I get that. But if you're in a circumstance where somebody's taken you and your story stays in your area and you go to another, well, they don't know you're missing and somebody loves you and they're looking for you. So that's why it's really important to use this medium to get these kind of things out there. But before I go on anymore, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for sticking by with me, and I hope to just get better. Let's get started for today's case, though, shall we? We're going to start off with Shane Workmen, 31, of Lewisville, Pennsylvania. It was April 25th, 2017, when Shane disappeared. He decided he was going to walk to Sheetz, which is about a mile from his house, get something to drink, eat, whatever, and come home. He never made it to Sheetz or back home. Shane did have a rocky past. I read a little bit into it, but it was nothing that seemed like he needed to run away from it. And he had a daughter whom he was very close to and loved. So really, his case is one of those cases that just makes no sense on why he just up and vanished. The surveillance camera from Sheetz, that's how we know he never made it there. He never was on the film. So where did Shane go from his house to Sheetz? He disappeared somewhere in between there, and we don't know. I will put out the number for the Lewisville Police Station and the FBI tip line for that area down below, and I will do that for all of these cases. So if you know anything, saw something, and you know, maybe you're just now not afraid to talk about it, by all means, feel free to call those numbers and give the tips. Every little bit helps. Another important fact here before I move off of Shane Workmen here real quick, I want to point out his cell phone was turned off. They couldn't even track it, which makes it even odder. It was like deliberate. Like they weren't trying to let him be found, or he didn't want to be found. But again, leaving behind a daughter he was so very close to just seems odd to me, regardless of his past. Sounds odd. Okay, next case. This one is out of Baltimore, Maryland, and I picked this one because it's awful. Akia Eggleston, check my notes, you know I love my notes. She disappeared May 3rd, 2017. She is an African-American female, black hair, beautiful brown eyes, 100 pounds and about 4'11". Tiny little thing, sweetheart. She looks gorgeous. She was last seen, as I said, May 3rd, down at the Inner Harbor in Baltimore City. I've been down there. It's a pretty active place. There are people there, especially around dinner time, packing the place because there's restaurants all over the place down there, and music, and it's beautiful. I find it odd that she disappeared in such a crowded area. But even more odd to her disappearance was she was 8 months pregnant. The only reason she was even reported missing was because on May 7th, she missed her own baby shower. Yeah, her own baby shower. 8 months pregnant, just up and vanishes. Now, I have been pregnant, and I can tell you right now, at 8 months pregnant, I am counting down the days so I can see my feet again, and I can move, and, you know, just move and bend. You're not looking to run away where there's no doctors that can help you. I can tell you that right now. So this is very odd to me and very suspicious and kind of smells like foul play. It really does. because no mother at 8 months pregnant is just up and vanishing. It's not happening. I'm sorry. Personal opinion, I don't think so. So let's hope she's found. Again, I'll post all that information for tips down below. Our next one here is out of my area and a little bit of our sister state, West Virginia there. She made national news, so you may recognize this one. Karen S. Adams. She disappeared March 11th, 2007. Now, her day started off at a local, I don't want to say gambling area, but like a little mini casino in Hanover County, West Virginia. She was just gambling a little bit, something she really liked to do, and it was bingo night. So she headed out to go play bingo at Mountaineer Racetrack and Casino. She stayed there till about 11 when the other people playing bingo saw her leave to actually go to the other side of the casino to play some slots. From there, the actual last person to see her were those folks. Surveillance footage picked her up at 3 o'clock leaving the casino. And she was never seen ever again. Ever. She vanished with her car, which, by the way, what? How do you vanish with a car? It's a car. It's a car. You can't just like hide it unless you're dumping it in some water. I just find that really odd. I did read that at 3:30, 3:15, she did talk to her brother. 4:45, she checked her voicemail, and that was the last activity on Karen's phone. Now, what's really weird to me is she was a very routine person. They followed her past back and forth, and there was like no signs of anything. I could understand crashing on the side of the road, but I'm going to tell you now, yeah, you're going to leave some debris and damage along the way, and when you're looking for those kind of signs, you're going to stop and check everything. Her family did, people that knew her, including the police. No one found any signs of what happened to Karen. It is very much an open case and probably will remain so for a few more years. Hopefully someone out there saw something. Who knows? As for her wanting to disappear on her own, that possibility is always there. But even though Karen wasn't married and didn't really have too many ties to keep her to her home, she had a dog there. And apparently this dog was her world, her everything, her child, her love, her sweetheart, her best friend. And she left it behind. And I gotta tell you guys, if I had a relationship, which I kind of do, with my doggie like that, I'm not leaving her behind. She's coming with me because I don't want to do it on my own. Just saying. Now, again, tips for this will be down below. Anybody with any kind of information of what happened that night or where she could be, please call. You'll give this family some closure, and that's really all we want. Or maybe to be found. Even better, find them. But every little bit helps. Never know. Okay, our last one here, I know has been done before on other YouTube channels, but this one, how could you not be interested in this one? It's just one of those cases that make you go, what in the world happened? Daniel Burton. He was 4 years old when he went missing in 1959. June 18th. His family was camping near, let me make sure I get this right because I don't want to mess up the name, Pierdro Bay. It was a campsite. They were there with his siblings, other family relatives, and family members and friends. They were all there. I did not read if this was an area they were familiar with and camped to a lot, but wants to say probably. They had arrived the night before, slept in their cars, so the next morning they were ready to set up their camping area. Of course, a 4-year-old can't help very much with setting up tents and etc., so they said, here, go play. He was last seen walking away towards the bay with a pop bottle in his hand, or glass bottle, you know, the bottles, pop bottle, soda bottle in his hand. And that's the last he was ever seen again. Of course, his mother went and checked near the water. Apparently, that really wasn't his thing, so for him to go in the water was just a no. But they did check for footprints down there. There was nothing in the sand. They checked the surrounding wooded area. They could find nothing. It only took 10 minutes and she went to the police and reported him missing. The area was combed over, searched. There was absolutely no signs of him, anything he was wearing, or even the bottle that he walked away with. Nothing. He just vanished into thin air. Now, they put him as a missing person, but his mother really felt like her boy was kidnapped, and here's why. The day before, they had stopped at a store, probably to purchase some drinks or food for their camping. The boys had stayed in the car, Daniel and his older brother. While she was in the store, a car pulled up alongside theirs, and a man just stared at them, glared at them. In an odd way enough, that terrified the boys, and he told his mother. She made a note of it, but he had already driven away, so there wasn't much she could do. She told the police that, and she also told him that weeks before their camping trip, the neighbor had thought they had seen somebody outside the boys' window. By the time they got around to that window, whoever was there was gone, although they did leave their footprint in the ground. There was somebody there. So, from her perspective, somebody had been stalking her little boy or boys and had taken Daniel. Now, she also reported that after Daniel had gone missing, one day when she was leaving her home, there was a car outside of her home with a man in it whom she did not recognize, and as soon as he saw her, he covered his face. By the time she put two and two together, he had spun off. But that's odd in itself. There was a lot leading up to this boy's disappearance and afterwards that just is wrong. There's something not right here. Eventually, they did open up the case again, and the evidence was reheard, and that's how he became a kidnapping case versus a missing persons case. But there's never been signs of Daniel, and it's been 50 years. So that's a long time to pass and still no answers. The odds are it may never be solved. But again, you never know. Time goes by. A lot of people need to get things off of their chest. Maybe it's weighed them down for years. Maybe there's something in a box somewhere up in an attic. You never know. One can only hope for these families and anybody else involved in these cases that wants this closure. We can only hope. Alright guys, that's it for today. I'm preparing for Sinister Saturday, so I can't wait to see you there. As always, like and subscribe. Watch the surroundings. Stay safe. Give a family member a call. Check in. You know, it doesn't hurt. And I will see you all later. Bye guys.